I am Supa Dave.
Well, hello there, everybody. Friends, family, besties, haters. My name is Supa Dave, and I am the host of MILTOWN'S Best. Today is Friday, the 12th of September, 2025, and today I'm going old school. I don't know if you all have noticed that lately on the channel I've kind of been going back down memory lane. I've been posting shorts lately dating back to about 2023. So for this video, I figured I'm gonna make it like I would back in 2023. You know, back then I rarely showed my face, much like a lot of my haters who make content refuse to show their face and have bold things to say about me, but are afraid to show their own face. But my face is right there for you all to gander at and, you know, just appreciate the beauty that is Supa Dave. But yeah, I'm gonna do this video like it's 2023. No cameras today, because today the words matter. I got a few things I want to discuss, but first let's take care of some housekeeping. I believe that's what they call it on YouTube, housekeeping. So first, let's talk about the Unhinged Freaks clothing drop. MILTOWN'S Best merch, guys. I dropped a line, a specific line called the Unhinged Freak line. Most of you guys know that a big time YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, he likes to refer to anybody who disagrees with him, basically, as an unhinged freak. And he has no problem writing that in emails and proclaiming it to the public in all of his videos. You know, the aim is to hurt people, is to make people be in pain, to think, wait a minute, am I a freak because I care for another person, or I think what this person is doing is wrong? Am I really an unhinged freak? No, you are not an unhinged freak. In fact, I'm taking Unhinged Freak back. I made the Unhinged Freak merchandise line, and I'm very proud of it, because not only by owning this word and wearing it proudly on our chests are we saying, hit me with your best shot, your words don't hurt me, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words won't hurt me. That's how it's supposed to be, mind you. We're going to get to that in a minute. But every time anyone purchases one of these Unhinged Freak shirts, there's two different designs now, guys. 35% of all profits will be getting donated to the Milwaukee Street Angels. The Milwaukee Street Angels mean the world to me, all of you guys. When I was homeless, I was hungry. I needed clean socks. I needed clean drawers. Needed pants, winter jackets, hand warmers. People don't understand how cold it is in Wisconsin in the winters. And the smallest thing like a hand warmer and a thick pair of socks, those make a big difference. And a nice hot meal, the Street Angels provide that. And now they even provide showers. They have a whole shower, it's like a trailer that they bring to sites, and they let you shower, and they give you clothes and a hot meal, and they help connect you with proper resources to stop the homelessness. It's becoming an epidemic here. It appears as if the entire middle class of America is being phased out completely. Either you are dirt poor or extremely wealthy. And trust me, the dirt poor are dirt poor. I can say and speak for myself when I say that, seriously, socks make a difference. And how much does a pair of socks cost? $1 or $2? Well, 35% of every sale from the Unhinged Freak line is going to go to the Milwaukee Street Angels to help provide meals and clothes and showers and hygiene and resources to the homeless community in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. this cause means so much to me. Everybody says, Dave, what's the purpose of your channel? You're a hate channel. I assure you guys, I'm not a hate channel. That's part of the reason why I've been posting these videos dating back to 2023. All I've ever wanted somebody to do is look at their actions and their behavior from an outside perspective, and to honor thy neighbor and love thy neighbor and treat thy neighbor as though you would want to be treated, as in the same way you would want to be treated. Not to profit off of gossip and shaming and hate. Because lately, the past 2 years, that channel is pure hate. So with the Unhinged Freak line, we're hoping to do some good. Today, I got an email that, said that the first payment was already sent to the Street Angels. And that is the great thing about bonfire.com. Guys, that is who I use for my on-demand merchandise. For those of the people that say I have merchandise, that I am a clothes salesman. No. I simply use a service that does printing on demand. I am not a t-shirt business. Simply it's an option for me to pass business to them, to Bonfire. And that's the great thing about Bonfire, is they make it so all I had to do was choose from their verified list of nonprofit organizations, and Street Angels are verified. It's awesome to see the Street Angels doing amazing things. Bonfire verified them. I chose them. I chose the percentage of every sale, and they handle the rest. Whenever anything gets purchased, they send the payment. So for everything that has been sold, we've had a few sales so far, a payment has already been sent. And that just means soap, shampoo, socks, clothing, food. Every penny helps to the Street Angels. They run off of donations. And I don't care if it's 50 cents or $1. That's a 50-cent piece or $1 more than they had. And that is the good that the Unhinged Freak line is doing. That is what I want to do with my channel. I truly want to help people. I don't want to be branded as a hate channel simply because I like to exercise my First Amendment right to freedom of speech. September 10th, that was the day, guys. Charlie Kirk, most of you guys know who he is. He was another content creator, an influencer, a conservative. He would go to college campuses with his conservative perspectives on things and want to engage in debates. He would say, prove me wrong. These are my beliefs. I am a man of God, a man of values, and this is what I believe, and I will tell you why I believe this. And he did that for years, making tons of enemies. It's one thing to make an enemy for the speech you spew. It is another thing to have your life taken for that very same speech. It's sad, everybody, when I go on YouTube for escapism. I'm really heavily into homesteading, and I'm heavily into construction YouTubers and, tiny home living, shed to house living, alternative ways of living. Because like I said, I was homeless for many years. I enjoy alternative lifestyles. I understand when something's on the rise, like van life, and I dive in. It's just part of who I am. So it's sad when I go to my YouTube for some escapism and I tune in to my contracting and my homesteading YouTubers, and they're talking about free speech, and they're talking about Charlie Kirk, and they're talking about how disgusted they are with the state of this country. And it's sad when now I question my own safety. I'm a public figure. I'm a public figure who is in a disagreement with another public figure with a much wider and bigger audience. And his audience has proven to be somewhat unstable. This audience has doxed myself, doxed my family, doxed my loved ones. They have overstepped boundaries continuously. They have drove past my brother's house. They have conducted a manhunt for me. And I'm honestly afraid for my own safety at this point. And if you want to say, why are you afraid? Just look what happened to Charlie Kirk. Because Charlie Kirk didn't believe and agree with one person's point of view. Well, I don't agree with one person's point of view. And that person has a big fan base. And I've already received several threats. I've had somebody tell me to put a bag over my head and tighten it, to pull it tighter. This is where free speech is now in America. One of my viewers said we got to understand that consequences come with free speech. Every action has consequences. And I agree. But this consequence for speech should never be death. Should never be death. And I see what people are saying on X, also known as Twitter. And they are dancing in the streets because of Charlie Kirk being gone. You see people like Hassan Piker and his chat. The ridiculousness that I seen out of that. And the only thing Hassan Piker could say was, oh, I was supposed to debate him in 2 weeks. I guess that's not happening. And then you read what was being said in Hassan Piker's chat, and it was disgusting. Since when did politics become aligned with radicalism? Seriously, it seems like these influencers, these political influencers, are seriously like brainwashing a portion of the population. Because I was just looking at the BBC, guys. I go to the BBC for a lot of my news. And I just seen that they found somebody, a 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was arrested, and they believe it was him who shot Charlie Kirk. And again, this was in Utah, and according to this article, he confessed to his father, who urged him to turn himself in. The suspect's parents are both registered Republicans, according to the state records. That's fascinating. It says that the 22-year-old is unaffiliated with any political party. And I guess the father then contacted a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office and gave the information. The U.S. Marshals then took Mr. Robinson into custody and informed the FBI. Now, who is this Tyler Robinson? A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family member who contacted Washington. The governor told journalists investigators had interviewed the family member who said the suspect had become more political in recent years. The person said the family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. There was a mention of how Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. Cox said investigators had also spoken to a roommate of the suspect who had shown them messages with an account named Tyler on the messaging app Discord. Again, this all seems so 22 years old into political streamers using Discord. This is what's happening. And I'm blaming people like Hassan Piker and others. The radical leftists, as I like to call them. This article keeps going on and on about this young man, 22 years old. And I encourage you guys to read it. I'll post this article in the description below. But think about it. This is the youth of the country thinking it's okay to take another's life for their beliefs and their speech. So sad. And I just had to speak out on this. And you guys know me. As of late, when it comes to stuff involving YouTubers and free speech and even lawsuits and all this stuff, I always find a way as how it affects me, how it relates to me. And that's not me being selfish. That is me just trying to relate and absorb and understand the information I'm taking in. You'll come to find that if you find a way to relate news to yourself and how something affects you, you'll understand it a whole lot better. And this is the start of it. All my information is out there, and there are crazy, radical fans of this YouTuber. And I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I feel a YouTuber has stripped my safety away from me because any protections I had in place, he stripped them away from me. And that sucks. And he says he did it for a reason or whatever his excuse is. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. There's a lot I want to discuss, and I will be going live tomorrow, Saturday. That will be the 13th of September. I don't know what time yet, guys, but I will definitely be live. I want to also touch on Ray Bonecrusher, everybody. Ray Bonecrusher has uploaded a video, and he seems like he is in somewhat better spirits. For those of you who don't know, Ray Bonecrusher is an 81-year-old YouTuber who is also in litigation with the same YouTuber that is trying to sue me. And even with Ray Bonecrusher dealing with his wife, who recently deceased, he still found time to speak to the viewers and let the viewers know what's going on in his life. And he assured everybody he has no intentions of self-harm. He just feels like there's a hole in him. And he said anybody who has been married as long as he has and loses their significant other can understand what he's talking about. And I may not have lost a spouse for that many years, but I have lost both my parents. And I can totally relate to that hole that you are talking about in your chest there, Ray. And I applaud you for speaking on it and showing your humanity, even with all the hatred and evil people that are in this world, latching on to your every word and trying to twist it and make something bad out of it. Ray, your message is good. Ray, you are a good person. Ray, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I can only commend you for not being in the bottom of a bottle or getting into drugs or anything bad, because that would have been my first response. You're a better man than me, Ray. And you're just trying to figure out your next step. And the young kid's gonna give the wise man some advice. Take your time, Ray. You don't have to hurry up and choose your next move right now. Take your time, Ray. You have a family here online. You have tons of people who care about you. I know that we can't fill that hole, much like your wife did, but we can fill it in a different way. And your viewers and this community can provide you companionship in a way that could be very beneficial for you, because I'm speaking from experience, because this community has saved me from some pretty dark days and has saved me from some pretty horrible decisions. And I owe a lot to this community, and I've seen the good that this community can do. So trust the community, Ray. You spoke about wanting to meet some of us. And yeah, nothing to it but to do it now, Ray. Make your wife proud. Do you, Ray? You have nothing but this community's support. And I cannot thank you enough for speaking as honestly and as true as you have been speaking. I'm sure so many more people besides myself found great value in it. With all that being said, guys, I just wanted to upload a little something, get a few things off my chest, let you know I'm here. If you guys didn't watch the 2023 throwback YouTube shorts I uploaded, check them out. It's a blast from the past. If you look at the comments, people said that I had this pegged from 2023. And yeah, I don't mean to toot my own horn. But yeah, it's years now that people have been dealing with this nonsense. And I hope it comes to an end soon. And as I continue to unearth these videos, because somebody contacted me who's working on a long-form documentary about this whole ordeal and asked me for some clips, and they wanted to see what I actually said all those years ago. I pulled every single video I've ever made, and now that I'm going through all those, I'm like, wow, I called this years ago, I said this years ago. And how can he ever say defamation when I talk about how big of a fan I was in half the videos I uploaded about the guy at the beginning? But I plan on uploading some more of these old clips, because they're a hoot. Especially today when I was talking about that journalist, Shara. She came up in 2023 and she was prank called, and I forgot all about that. And I forgot all about the whole accusations about certain people having herpes. And yeah, I called in 2023. I called it about a lawyer stepping in pro bono before Bruce ever came into the picture. It's almost like I'm a visionary. But we're going to discuss more of this stuff on Saturday, guys. Tomorrow, you know me, it'll probably be a morning stream. We'll have a good time, and I should be on camera, pending I find a good spot to set up. We're going to have a blast, guys. I love you all. Today, tell somebody you love them, and tell somebody you respect their right to freedom of speech. Because God knows we need people to respect freedom of speech. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye now.